Hey, what's up everyone? In this MyListing tutorial, I'm going to show you my exact process for creating mobile mock-up images for MyListing websites that are beautiful and performance optimized. I did a video on this yesterday. I thought more about it and I just wasn't happy with the overall length of the video. It was too long and I wanted to redo it today. Okay, so here we go. Hopefully this one will be more succinct and better overall. All the tools we're going to use in this video are absolutely free. We are currently looking at a copy of one of the club's starter sites. So this is the Canvas starter site in light mode. And we're going to change out one of the placeholder images from one of the key pages, which in this case is the reach further page. So if you bought a starter site already, if you're considering buying a starter site, or if you signed up for Manage My Listing, or maybe you've even just downloaded a page template for the reach further page, just as an example, and you're wondering how these images were created and how you can create your own to replace them, that's where this video is going to come into play. Okay. Or maybe not. Maybe you're just going to go out and create your own My Listing website from scratch and you want to know how to do it, or any kind of website really, right? Okay, so we're going to go under platform, reach further. We're going to scroll down and we're going to choose to replace this product store placeholder image. All right. The first thing we need to do is go over to a listing that actually has the product store so we can capture the data, the content. So I'm going to go to Explore. I'm going to go to Restaurants. I'm going to open a listing that I know has a store in it. We're going to go to the store tab. We're going to right click on our browser. And you can do this other ways. Like if you have an extension for your browser that can capture mobile screenshots or an app on your workstation, there's multiple ways to go about this. So I'm going to right click in my browser. I'm going to do inspect and I'm going to choose a mobile phone option. I'm just going to roll with what's shown on my screen, which is iPhone 14 Pro Max. You can choose whatever you want here, just as long as it's a mobile phone. Here we go. Then you choose what it is that you want to capture in your screen. I want to capture, at a minimum at the top, the title of the listing, and then I want to come down here and capture at least one product along with its add to cart button. Okay, so to fit that on the screen, I need to hide this quick action bar right here. So I'm going to right click on it. And I'm going to do a display none in my CSS to hide it. Again, there's multiple ways to do this. Maybe you're using the CSS Hero solution, or you're using CSS Pro. Both are discounted. There's deals from the club to grab those. Those are browser tools. Point and click and hide stuff rather than just typing in display none like I just did there. Okay, so that pretty much gives us what we need. And then in yesterday's video, I took the time to edit all of this stuff. So I'm not going to do that in this video. That's the way we're going to shorten this down. So I've already done that, and we're going to use that image to continue on here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over into Shots.so. This is a free tool, again, and it's extremely powerful. We'll get into all of its features. We'll poke around a bit once we get our mobile mockup image done. So we're going to click, if it's your first time visiting the site, we're just going to click Start Creating. And then we need to set up our environment. First thing we want to do is change the our shadow potentially, if you want. I like to change this opacity slider to just a 20. That's how I've done it for the Canvas starter site. The next thing we want to do is change from screenshot to our mobile mockup, whatever it is that we want to choose there. I'm going to choose iPhone 16. I'm just going to choose the black phone. There we go. And then we want to jump over to our frame tab. And we're going to set a background of transparent. And we're going to set our aspect ratio. We're going to change it from 4:3 to 9:16. There we go. Now we're ready to bring in our image. So we're going to go ahead and just click right here in the middle of the phone. We're going to then click this plus symbol up here at the top. And we're going to choose the image. Okay. We see here that it doesn't fit nicely. So you need to adjust this. So I'm going to bring over my app. This is my image editor app that I'm using. This is a free app for the Windows workstation called paint.net. It's just a quick and dirty free tool that you can use. We saw from the mockup that we need to add a bit of padding around the image. We need to center the image and add some padding around it. So I'm going to go to image, canvas size. I'm going to just increase it by 120%. And then I'm going to fill that background and make it white. There we go. Save that image. And I'm going to go back over here to shots. I'm going to click in that same area, go up to where my images are. I'm going to remove that previous image and select a new one. It's going to blink sometimes a bit depending on your internet connection, but it'll come in there eventually. There we go. So that is what we're going to roll with for the purposes of this video. That looks good. It all fits in there. There's good spacing. Awesome. All right, so the next thing we want to do is go up into the top right up here, and we're going to choose export. Now you can fine tune the export. It's going to come down as a PNG, which I recommend, but you can also, adjust the image quality, right? We're just going to go with standard for this, all right? And now we're going to click this export button again, and that's going to give us our image, all right? Now we want to performance optimize this thing. We want to come over to, I use a tool called Squish. So it's Squish. You can just do a Google search for it right here. Just do a Google search for this right here. I still use a tool called Squish. It's spelled completely different, also a free tool, but I only use that when I need to actually resize the image, but we don't need to resize the image in this case. We just need to come over here. And I want to set this to a format of AVIF, because this page where we're dropping this image right here, we're not worried about social share here. If you're social sharing an image, you got to be cognizant of the image format you're using, because it's not compatible across all social platforms. For example, WebP is a standard across websites, but it's not a standard across social media. So you run the risk of that image format not displaying correctly. Okay. But in this case, we're not worried about social media. So we can optimize this with the latest, greatest possible compression format there is, and that's AVIF. All right. So it used to be JPEG and PNG, and then it was WebP, and now it's AVIF. AVIF is fully supported across websites, so you can use it absolutely. So we're going to click in this area here. We're going to choose the image that we created in Shots, and we would download that to our workstation. Okay, I've already done this. Now what we need to do is come over into this reach further page, right, and replace the placeholder. So I have that page pulled up. We're going to scroll down to the product store section, choose that image, choose to replace it. Here's our image that I've already uploaded before hitting record. We're going to select it, and there we go. Update our page. There we go. So now we have that screenshot in there. All right. Now back over to Shots. This is just the beginning. You guys can do so many wicked things with this. So many wicked things. You can, again, change the mockup. Can be a million different types of phones, tablets, laptops, desktops, even a watch, all kinds of crazy stuff. You can adjust your styling. That the outer edge of the phone you can see is changing colors. All kinds of wild stuff. You can do no shadow and then shadow. Just all kinds of really, really, really cool stuff. Size and position. So if you want to adjust the angle of the shadow, you can do that. So let's put a solid background on here. So I'm gonna go back over to frame. I'll put a solid white background on here. I thought I could do that. Here we go. Solid color. There we go. So now if we go back over to the mockup tab and click adjust light, we can now adjust where that shadow appears on our device or on our image. Super, super cool stuff. Okay. What else can you do in this tab? Let's go back over to our frame. This is really wicked stuff. Like, depending on where you want to display this, like let's say it's Instagram or Twitter. Let's say Instagram, you want to change you're going to do a post on Instagram, you can just change the aspect ratio, play with that a bit. There's all kinds of different platforms that it allows for. You can start getting into effects, like background effects, tweaking all of that. I'm going to take off this, my transparent background back on there. Just all kinds of wicked stuff. Like this is a really cool thing. It uses AI to adjust the background based on the image colors. So you can come in here and do stuff like this. Okay. And let's say you do this. Let's pull up, let's say you do this one, but you kind of want to pull that blue out of there, which I don't know why you would in this case, but if you did, you can just take that out. Just click that X and it won't show up in these what's generated down here. So if we add that back in, we see those blue colors are now back in there. Want to remove this gray color? Cool. That does that. And it gives you like another set of background colors that you can use, and so on and so forth. But again, you can set solid background colors. You can do gradients. You can do mystic gradient, all kinds of different gradient options. You can put actual photos, backgrounds behind there, textures, all kinds of wild, wild stuff. Then over here, let's go back and just do like a solid background. There we go. Transparent background. There we go. So now you have this in there. Over here on the top right, you can do change your image, like the way that it's displayed. You can just do it like a portion of the image where it's like focused in on it. That sort of thing. You can add two images side by side. So you could do like a before and after, or just, whatever you want to do there. Just really, really cool stuff. And if you want to do 3 images, you can do 3 images. If you could do like step by step, step 1, 2, and 3. Just really, really wild stuff. But that's it, guys. That is how I am currently doing my mobile mockups. So if you are, again, a starter site client, customer, you're under Manage My Listing, and we're working through your project together, or you've downloaded a template, whatever the case may be, and you come across one of these placeholder images, it could be on the Reach Further page, it could be on the How It Works page, like here, anywhere you see these, that's how easy it is to adjust these images and add them to your site in a performance-minded fashion, all right? All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.